At the Bethlehem Township Community Center, people are keeping cool by splashing around in the pool. The pool workers say they've been busy since Sunday afternoon.
A lot of people are staying a long time. They're coming in at 1, they're not leaving until 7 or 8. Usually our pool's kind of empty out around 6 o'clock.
For some, staying cool meant sitting under an umbrella in the shade. And for others, they had to try something they've not done before.
I even went on the slide. That's a fabulous slide. I mean, you go faster and faster and faster.
While a lot of people came out to the pool to beat the heat, there were some that were brave and hit the jogging and walking trail.
Just have to keep moving, no matter what the temperature is. Trying to, lose a couple pounds. It's a great day to do it.
Even those working out say eventually they will end up at the pool. As for those already in the water,
well, tomorrow we're going to a state park on a lake, and then every other day we'll be there.
We are definitely pretty busy right now.
And they probably will be until Mother Nature decides to turn down the heat. Will Lewis, 69 News. The day with Easton Mayor Sal Panto started with a tour of some of the places the mayor is trying to improve, like the Simone Silk Mill.
I was one of those people that thought we should just tear this down, but I didn't realize how big it actually was in here and how much potential this building actually has.
We actually went to the sewage and water plant, and that was, even though it wasn't that pleasant to smell, it was really nice to see how everything works.
While the tour was exciting, many were more excited to present their resolutions to City Council about ways to improve the area they live in. There were a lot of ideas.
Unify the business community, especially in the downtown where the businesses really need to grow. And by doing this, we would create a gift card system.
My suggestion is that they mail out these brochures that have maps of the city of Easton with most of the local attractions, and they also have a calendar of events.
Council members were impressed by what they heard.
One thing that you'll learn about is that local governments like ours are really strapped a lot.
Some members told the students they've been trying to pass some of the same resolutions as well.
It was interesting to see what they had to say, from their perspective, and I take it as constructive criticism.
Students say letting their voices be heard was an experience they will never forget.
It was really nice to see how everything works because it's very rare for us as students to see what's going on in our city.
Yesterday's news at least gives us all a feeling that, okay, well, at least there'll be some closure soon.
Jeff Fegley is co-owner of the Allentown Brew Works. He says the drama around Mayor Pulowski is exhausting.
When the FBI raided downtown Allentown a couple years ago, it felt like this sort of black cloud over the city.
That black cloud, he says, is bad for business.
There's this stigma that is anyone outside of Allentown is looking at this city saying, geez, what's going on there?
Fegley was relieved when he heard about the indictments and thinks it's clear what should happen now.
I do believe the mayor should resign. No one can do their job effectively in this type of environment.
Not everybody wants the mayor to resign, though. A lot of people like his agenda and they want him to stay and fight, like the owner of this Jamaican restaurant.
I'm still a supporter of the mayor. What I want him to do is to continue working for the people of the city of Allentown.
Rosalie Thomas owns Parkway Caribbean. She's lived in Allentown for 23 years and says the city's gotten better under Pulowski.
He's a good mayor, and he has done a lot for the city of Allentown. I remember once before, after a certain hour, you wouldn't want to go downtown. Now you can go downtown any hours of the night and feel safe.
For Thomas, the mayor is innocent until proven guilty.
He's indicted, he's not being convicted, and what we should do is leave it to the justice system to do their job.
A court will indeed decide his fate now, whether he likes it or not. Tim Sophies, 69 News.
As we move forward. Now, there is no doubt going to be many difficult days ahead. But God willing, I look forward to my day in court.
It's not every day second graders spend story time with a Super Bowl champion.
Anna sold the baked goods in the store.
But for former Buckeye Mike Vrabel, it's all part of giving back.
We think it's important enough to try to get to every school in Columbus. When you get the reaction that you do from the kids and the teachers and the community, it makes it pretty easy.
This is the 2nd and 7 Foundation. Founded more than 10 years ago by Vrabel and a couple of his Ohio State teammates, the foundation's mission is to get kids reading, something this New England Patriot did as a kid himself.
where the wild things are, and I read that to these kids, and that's a book that I read, 25 years ago, and that they know and they still read now. So it's important that you get out here and you just see the kids and they have fun, and obviously they want to ask about football and want to ask about Ohio State and the NFL and everything, but at the bottom line is we read to them and they still have a great time.
Writing stuff down on a chalkboard, you won't know what he's writing.
Yeah. Thanks to current Buckeyes, the foundation reads to second grade classes every week during the school year.
Click, clack, move.
But no surprise, it's a summer football camp that was the first down of 2nd and 7.
Started with a small football camp with 55 kids. We have 500 kids now at our football camp. Could only buy enough books for 7 classes, and that's where we got the 2nd and 7. We tied it in with football, and there's only 7 schools that we could get to, and now we're getting every second grade class in the city, and even some outside Columbus.
In an effort to help kids read and remember, each child walks out of this story time with a book of their own. Soon, 2nd and 7 will have their own published work, continuing to tackle literacy one second grader at a time.
We're excited to get that. We're going to do 50,000 copies. We're going to pass that out to the kids, and everywhere we go, we're going to pass out a book. And then we're going to see what it looks like and try to do another one and try to get that paid for and continue to just promote literacy. Ohio and Central Ohio specifically. So it's here to stay. I mean, you're committed. Oh yeah, I don't think we're going anywhere. Yeah, our football.
Okay, so I go to the bus stop, and then what do you do?
As a 3rd grade teacher at Canal Winchester, Angie Ratliff is used to being in front of an audience.
She lets us do a lot of games and watch lots of movies a lot.
She's really fun, sort of crazy.
Perhaps more true since she's facing a tougher crowd competing in her first amateur Arnold.
This was a new goal for me, I guess. I've competed not nationally, but locally, and so this was the next step up.
Committing to the Classic has not been easy. From early mornings at the gym to the classroom,
I shine.
Then back to the weights for more training.
I guess I'm a little more tired. I had to get up a couple days at 3:30. The diet was a little bit different. Working out is a little more intense than just my normal go in the gym and talk a little bit and have fun. It was very focused this time.
Though teaching and training don't typically go hand in hand, Mrs. Ratliff has the strength for both and the support of her biggest fans.
Nice, I like these, you guys. These are so creative. Sometimes the boys will say something about my arms, but most of the time it's, your food stinks, or the tuna, or, ooh, what are you eating, or, what's that green stuff? So it's kind of funny.
I think that she's a really good teacher and she works out a lot, so I think she'd get way above 50. I think she'd be able to win at 90%.
Corey Brossman grew up around the pavement and row homes of Reading, but his heart was always planted in the wilderness.
There was a man that used to come to town. His name was George Clucky. And what he would do was he would come and he would go to Ole, Wilson, Boyertown, and some other surrounding schools, and he would bring his adventures to the big screen. And growing up, that's who I wanted to be.
Brossman has gone a step further. He has his own TV show that will hit the air next summer.
A lot of shows, I believe, the guy has shot so many animals in his life that it's really not that, it's fun for him, but it's, oh, I got another one. But for me, it's like, wow, this is truly a trophy.
That's why we do it. Hey, get ready. Bow fishing on interlocks out there begins in T-11.
Corey is living his dream, starring in his own TV show, but the journey started 6 years ago. Then he worked behind the camera.
Some of the people that I'd be hunting, that I'd be filming with, would shoot something, tag out early, and they'd let me in front of the camera. This caught Interlock Broadhead's eye, and they called me and said, hey, how would you like to have host, produce, and edit your own show?
Straight out here.
Brossman then hired Hamburg native Mike Evangelista as his field producer, and the pair hit the ground running.
If I'm not out enjoying Mother Nature, meeting people at some shows, we're filming or I'm editing. I mean, it's a non-stop 24-hour job.
It's tough, but it's right where this outdoorsman wants to be. On the Schuylkill River, Tim McMaster, 69 Sports, Berks Edition.